Good morning. Can you hear me?
Good morning, Jay.
Hey, how are you, Martha?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing well, doing well. Just took the dog for a quick run. So just trying to get all the necessities of the day uh finished before I do the things I need to do.
Okay.
Okay, let me just see here. Just getting my Fathom note taker set up here. What are some of your wins and learns since the last class?
In terms of setting up my business,
Yeah, and getting leads and generating clients.
no, not really. To be honest, my knee's been bugging me.
Okay.
So, sorry.
Um, have you gotten help, or are you how are you taking care of it?
I started with this physical therapy, not physical. It's a sort of therapy, shockwave therapy.
Yeah.
It'll like when I come home, like I'll go in the morning, and then when I go to work, I kind of feel better by the time I go to work and the next day. But then on the second day, like my knee will start paining, hurting again, and swelling.
Oh no.
And I told them no. So the reason I couldn't last week, Wednesday, I couldn't attend. I could not sleep all night. I could not sleep all night, and I don't take pain meds at all.
You don't
So
take pain medication?
I do not.
How come?
I don't know. For me, I feel like it's like a band-aid
My
that
wife's
would
the same
do
way.
anything.
She I can't remember the last time she took any medicine, whether it's pain medication or anything to help her with a
Yeah,
cold.
yeah. So I'll make like a strong ginger drink. That's what I'll take. I use a hat. I'll do ice and cold, ice and cold. But at this time, I'm on YouTube looking up other ways like physical therapies because I can't afford to go to physical therapy. So I'm trying to do physical therapy exercises that I see some of the doctors recommend. That's what I'm doing at home, and it's helping a little bit. Like this doctor was like 175, 150 a session, like twice a week. I don't have $300 a week.
Hmm.
If I had that, I'd rather put it on this business and, make money and get coaching,
Right.
you know. And that way when I make better income, I can personally go to a doctor, to get that real help. The thing is, with doing those exercises at home, when it hurts, I stop. So,
Oh, okay. You do the exercise and they hurt?
yeah, but it does help though. It does help. So, what I learned is since I haven't been to the gym in so long, they're saying that when your gluteus, when your muscles in your glutes are weak, it makes your knee bend like when you're walking fall inward. And that's the reason why it keeps hurting.
Ouch.
Yeah. So I'm like my son being doing what he does today. It's like I was his motivation because I was going to the gym every time. When he was like 8, 9 years old, he's always wanted to go to the gym with me. I'm like, you can't go to the gym until you're 13.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've always been at the gym. That's always me. When I was in Africa, I'm always out running because we live close to the beach. So I'm always out running in the morning to the beach, exercising, and then running back home. That's my life. But here, when I first landed in New York, I looked at the environment. I was like, where am I gonna run to? Where am I gonna go running?
Whereabouts again are you in New York? It's like a concrete jungle, right?
Yeah, so what I knew where people would go to run was in Central Park, and I wasn't gonna go there.
Yeah, that people are getting killed there, right?
Yeah, so I wasn't gonna go there. So that was my issue. And I never liked gym because I'm a gymophobic. Like, I want to go to the gym. Even before I started going to the gym here, it took like some resetting of my mind to even go to the gym. I'll take like my own personal disinfectant and I'll
Oh,
wipe everything before it was too much. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Like some days I'm okay, some days I'm not okay. Like yesterday I went to work, I was fine before 4 hours, before even half of my shift, I started hurting. So
okay.
I don't know.
Okay,
And
so
I
let me
have
just
these people that are at work, they don't want to work. And I feel like being a team lead, I'm babysitting all these grown women, like this 54-year-old woman talking about to start with, I don't want to be here. And I'm like, take it up with my management. Don't tell me that.
that's what she said?
That's what she said. And I'm like, next time you tell me that, I'm gonna tell you to punch out and go home.
Are you talking about the at the school?
At my job, yeah.
She what?
And I'm like,
What did
you
she
know, I'm the
expect?
team lead. They brought her from another school, that elementary school that closed. So now people that used to work in the elementary, they're looking for where to put them.
Isn't that like saying she doesn't want a job?
Basically, I'm like, if she tells me that again, I'm like, first of all, you came in here, you wasted 1 hour. I've been waiting to see you. Last Friday, I already told you when you come in, get your card and go upstairs. I told you where to start. When you come here, don't wait around. You have your phone. Call me. I give you my number. Call me, text me. I'm the one who actually called her. I went to where the closet where she keeps her card. The card was still in there. I was like, where did she go? I called her. She didn't pick up. Where are you? And then I saw her walking down. I was like, where have you been? I was talking to that person. Okay, was there a reason you were talking to them? Because right now it's 3:40. You clocked in at 3:05. What have you been doing for the past 30 minutes, 35
Yeah,
minutes?
yeah.
Like if my manager were to just go and check the cameras and see that you haven't been doing anything, you're gonna be in trouble. I'm gonna be in trouble because it's gonna make it look like I didn't do my
You're
job.
lying. You're yeah, you look like a bad lead team lead.
Huh?
You'll look like a bad team lead if she's doing nothing and you're responsible for it.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't want that. And she's like, well, they brought me here. Nobody told me specifically what to do. I'm like, yes, I told you on Friday. I know you knew the school is big. You can get lost. Hence, you having the phone. Call me. Like yesterday, I'm like, I just hope that I didn't have this knee pain. So I just can get on my job and just go out and work and just, leave that place. Because at this point, I don't like that job anymore. I do not. I do not.
Okay.
So working with people that don't want to do the job, but they want to get paid, it's it's a headache. It's too much. And it's so draining. And like my job is physically demanding. When I come home, before I get to sleep, it's 2, 3 a.m. And I'll be so tired. I'll feel so tired. It's draining. I can't. But I'm just hanging there because I don't want to be homeless. At least when I'm there, I do my job,
Mm.
you know. And then they know that. They say because I'm African, there's another lady too. She's from Congo. She's African too. They don't say it to me because she's French speaking. Like I'm the reason why, because I told her go to school. There's no reason that you are here in America for 6 years and you're not communicating. And I'm like, first of all, you here in the school, you're working in a school. Communicate, talk to teachers. There's a teacher in this high school who teaches French. I was like,
Yeah.
be talking to her, talk to her, let her teach you a little bit. For you being in the school for 3 years, you have no excuse. I'm like, go to school. Since she don't speak French, now the daily will always make her do stuff. When they call him, what he's supposed to do, where he's supposed to help her, especially which putting the tables and setting up the tables before lunch, putting the tables away after lunch. He does not help her. He always disappears. And those tables are heavy. The trash after lunch, It's heavy, and she does that all by herself. And I'm like, girl, you need to speak up for yourself. So when I went there, one thing about me, I do not like injustice.
Hmm.
I do not like injustice. So I'm like, you need to speak up for yourself. Otherwise, these people are gonna take you for a ride. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. So eventually she started speaking up for herself. She started reporting. And I told my night shift manager, I was like, you need to talk to that other manager, that lady. Like this lady, she's not in my shift. I can't say. At that time, I was just a custodian. I didn't even have this position. So I was like, if not, this lady is going to quit. So she started speaking for herself. And then eventually her manager will see her talking to me often when I get to work because I'll go in like 10, 15 minutes before my time. So we'll sit down and be talking and she'll be laughing. And then my manager was like, her one time, you only happy. I only see you laughing when you're with Martha. She
Oh.
said, yeah, because she knows how to talk to me.
Mm.
So now when she started becoming defensive, I don't know if they're thinking that I'm putting stuff in her head or what. I'm like, you need to speak up for yourself. Like, so now they want her to be team lead. She said no, because she's going to school. Now she's speaking more fluent. I was like, good job. That's what I want you to do, you know. So, but they don't want to work. The daily he comes in, he sneaks, hides somewhere, drinking, he comes out smelling
Really?
alcohol. I told him, and that's uh uh grounds for him to be terminated. And I
Yeah.
even
Oh,
told
yeah.
my manager one time, I was like, he comes in here smelling like alcohol. And she was like, really? I'm like, what? Don't you smell it on him? Everybody at work knows that. But then there's another guy who works in my shift. He works part-time. He's always snapping, snapping, snapping whenever I tell him something. I was like, you do that again, I'm going to tell my manager. Because
But does he
now
does he
it's
know that you
like,
don't like it?
hmm?
Does he know that you don't like it?
It's not about I don't like it. It's just disrespectful. You're here to do a job. If you don't like it, go home.
No, I know,
Nobody's,
but I completely understand what you're saying and why you're saying it. But is he under your team?
yes.
So as a team lead,
Oh, the one that drinks alcohol in the morning?
no, the one that's snapping their fingers.
No, no, I mean not snapping fingers, but like just his attitude. When I tell him, like, just not snapping, like he's always snappy. Maybe I said it
Oh,
wrong.
oh, snap! I thought you meant he was snapping his fingers at you.
Oh no, he's always snappy. No, I'm the one. I like
Okay,
to gesticulate. He's always snappy. So I'm like, if you
because
don't want to be here.
when people I come from the corporate background. My wife's been in there as well. But
Mhm,
in order for dismissal or reasonable grounds, there needs to be like a paper trail, meaning whether it's a text message or whether it's an email sent saying,
mhm.
I've talked to, let's call him John, right? And
Yeah.
I've addressed him. This is the third time I smelled alcohol. It's 11:07 p.m. He's nowhere to be found. This is the third time in 3 days that I smell alcohol, traces of alcohol, and he has
Mhm,
not been. Not only has he not been, available, I can't find him. And the
mhm,
last time I found him, he was in a corridor doing nothing, where there
mhm,
was no camera. Like having that kind of history will say versus like he's snappy at me, he's disrespectful, he I think he's an alcoholic. And then worst case scenario is he can try to sue you saying she's discriminating me on unreasonable grounds. And then now you
mhm,
go to court, and then they're gonna, whether he wins or loses, you're gonna have to dish out money for legal, which you don't want to do. But because when I
mhm,
worked at the bank, there always had to be like reasonable grounds and paper trail. So
mhm,
having a history of like, you know, you're tracking this, you're recording this, you have
mhm,
proof about this. I mean, it's his word against yours. And I mean, even if his word is not as good, if there's no
mhm,
evidence or proof, they might say, hey, so he's just disrespectful. He's snappy. She's not doing her job. The other girl's not doing her job. The other person, blah, blah, blah. Like two or three people under your team lead are not doing the work. They're like, oh, even though she's saying that they're the problem, they're not getting their work done. And she's a team lead. So let's get rid of her. That's what it can backfire.
Yeah, so when I realized that, I stopped like calling him or talking to him in person. I'll give him like he only works 4 hours. So when he comes in, I'll give him a list of what things that he's supposed to do when he comes in within his 4 hours. I'll text him when you come in, since there's traffic, they're using the pool, you cannot go to the pool locker room. So this is what you'll do before they're done. So start doing this from now on. And then when he comes in at 7 p.m., I know he's supposed to be there at 7. I'll wait like 7:10, 7:15. I'll go to that area and see if he's actually doing that job. And if he doesn't, I'll just stand somewhere far away and just text him. So he knows that now I'm communicating with him via text, and he like kind of like change or is more careful of what he does and how he talks to me. So, and a lot of times when he does that, he'll text me and like, because he knows that I'm going to take it to management. He knows that management wants to hire because he's still at part-time. He's asking for more hours and they haven't given him more hours. And since then, they've hired one, two, three, four, 5 people. Actually, they've brought in 6 people since
Wait
he's
up.
been requesting for
So when
more
you're team
time
lead, you're team lead of everyone or you're team lead of a certain number of people?
of everyone in the night shift.
And how many people is that?
It's 8 of us,
So you're including you, it's eight. So you're managing seven
including
people.
me, is 9. Actually, we do have people that are mid shift. Their shift fall in the morning and my shift.
So
So
what
I
about your
think
shift? How many people are you managing?
in mid shift, it's one, two, three,
So you're managing three people.
3 people from mid shift and 8 people from night shift.
Oh, and eight
Yeah.
people. Okay.
So it's like everybody is like always on the edge, always on the edge. I don't know whether they don't like me or maybe because I'm African, because sometimes these African Americans, they get jealous of Africans coming here. They know we know that, but then all the time they flip it and be like, oh, you guys didn't like us, or your ancestors sold our ancestors. I'm like, you guys are stupid. Like, how would you think that? What about us? We can say that, oh, our ancestors were stolen from Africa too. But
Okay.
you being white, I'm not here being angry about white people. They're not the ones who enslaved them. I'm not the one being enslaved. I came here on my free will. So why should you feel that? You know? And a lot of times they're like, oh, they come here. And that's the reason we're having all these immigration problems. They're like, they come here, they take our jobs. What job? A lot of immigrants come here, we create our own jobs. We create our own jobs. A lot of us, that's what I've always wanted to have a salon.
Mhm.
You
Okay.
work for yourself.
So let's do a pulse, a litmus test. Out of one to 10, where one is like I hate my job and 10 is I love my job with high school cleaning. Where are you at right now?
I'm at 10. I do not like my job.
10 is no, one is I hate my job.
Oh, yeah, one, I hate my job.
Okay.
Yeah.
So and how about knee pain? What are you at from 1 to 10? One is like not really, there's no pain, and 10 is like I need to go to
Yeah.
emergency. Huh?
You said one is there's no pain, and
10 is like I need to go to the emergency.
I'm not at 10. Maybe when I'm at work, right now I'm not at 10, but when I'm at work, I feel like I'm at 10.
And then how about at home?
At home right now, it's like I've been sleeping on the floor for the past 2 weeks. So, and then when I get on the bed to get up and stand, it's a problem. So I've been sleeping on the floor. So when I'm home, it's helpful because while I'm on the floor, I still get to do my exercises. Um,
So at home, what would you say that the pain is out of 10?
I would say 4 or 5.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay, so a couple of things. There's a Well, I gotta prep this. So today's Tuesday, November 25th, 2025. Today is a serve to sell school master. We were going to be talking about price anchoring. Whether we get there or not, I'm not sure, because I'm
Mm-hmm.
not sure contextually if it's relevant for, who's in the class and what we're learning. Maybe this will be a Thursday class, but maybe it'll be an AMA, which is Ask Me Anything. Maybe that'll help more for, Martha. So a couple of things. Let's back up a bit here because there's some, you know, underlying issues that I want to help you gain clarity on, with your vision, where you want to go, where you're currently at, what the gaps are,
Mm-hmm.
and then an action plan. Because if you don't have an action plan or a vision, then you're kind of lost and you're in pain, which is not a good place to be.
Mm-hmm.
You said that you get home. Is it you get home at 2 and 3, or you sleep at 2 and 3?
By the time I'll be awake up until 3 a.m.
Okay, so you're sleeping at around 3.
Yeah, on Saturday, I was it Saturday? No, that was yesterday. Sunday night, I didn't sleep all night.
Okay.
Oh,
And I'm just trying to see. So this is a full-time Monday to Friday job. I'm just trying to remember your hours here.
yes, Monday to Friday.
And that was the afternoon to late night shift, right? 3 to 11:30, right?
Afternoon, yeah, afternoon shift, like 3 to 11:30.
Okay.
Last night was okay. Like I slept and I woke up at 7:33 this morning. So
Okay. So you work, is it Monday to Friday, you said?
Monday to Friday.
Okay. You just were in pain all night on Sunday, couldn't sleep.
Sunday to be because the exercise that I'm doing, I started it on Saturday.
Yeah.
So on the weekend, I was fine.
Okay. So are you still doing the hairdressing and or any other jobs?
No, I scheduled a client on Sunday and she texted in the morning and said she wants to reschedule because her daughter wasn't feeling well. So
Okay.
yeah. So that's the case when it comes to hair braiding. That's why I'm still stuck at this job. Because when I do hair, if I have two clients Saturday, two clients, or even one on Sunday, I'll still make money, more money than I make Monday to Friday
So from 2 jobs, you'll make more money than the whole week.
from having the three to four clients. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. It's greater than Monday to Friday, full-time cleaning job. Okay.
And this morning before I woke up, it was like a short dream where a celebrity was like, I need a housemate. I'm like, oh, she could be my first client.
Say that one more time. Did you just say you had a dream?
She's like, yeah, it was like a short dream. I was like it was kind of like a conference
Yeah.
and I was there. And then the lady that was speaking, she's a celebrity. And I know she's here in Michigan. I think somewhere not too far from where I live. And then she was speaking, and during her speech, she said, I need a housemaid. And I was like, in my mind, oh, she could be my first client.
Uh,
So I don't know what
First
does
client
that
for what,
mean when I'm
hair or for
thinking,
cleaning?
huh? For
For hair or
cleaning.
for, huh?
No, for cleaning.
What's a
For
housemate like?
cleaning.
But doesn't
She
a
needs
housemate means you want to be a roommate?
a maid.
Oh, I think it's a housemate.
No, a maid.
Ah,
Mhm. She needs a housemaid. So I'm like, oh, she could be my client.
okay. That's it.
And then I said, oh, she could be my client.
Yeah, that's a really neat dream.
So I don't know what that dream means. I'm like, "Oh, okay, I wish that was possible.
Okay.
So
So, if we're taking this as a dream from God, because it doesn't sound like it's for evil intent or malice,
mhm.
then it could be that God could be calling you to move on and be intentional with the cleaning business,
Yeah.
right? I mean, I'm a dreamer too, and Joseph was a dreamer, and um, God speaks through dreams, and the Holy Spirit can really activate. And even if you think about the prophetic, which is the word of God spoken and or the future told in the present,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of reasons why prophetic is not activated or does not come to fruition is not because the prophecy was not true, is because the person that received it either didn't have the faith or the
I have
action,
to pray about it. Yeah.
right?
And take
So
action.
if God's speaking to you and that's as close as the audible voice as you're going to get, right? How are you going to activate your faith? What are you going to do what are you going to do about it? If that's God literally saying, I want you to move into the house cleaning business, and this is my green light for you. And he's saying, okay, Martha, I've called you. Now
I
what?
really want to take action, but like I said, it's my knee pain. Like I can really, if I tell you we just finished like a 14-day prayer and fasting, because in my ministry, we always praying and fasting every time.
Mhm.
It's either for 100 days or for 21 days or for 14 days or 7 days, sometimes 2 days, sometimes 1 week, all year round. So we just finished it on Sunday. Me having this dream, I'm like, I don't know what it means, but I prayed about it this morning
So how long was the prayer and fast, the last one?
for 14 days. We
So
closed it on Sunday.
are you talking about like a Daniel fast, like a juice fast, a fruit fast, or just water, or what do you?
The fasting part is not recommended. So we were just the 14-day prayer. Fasting was not mandatory, but the 14-day prayer was just to pray against the spirit of death.
Okay. And
Sometimes
so
we
you
do.
did or you did not fast?
I did not fast
Okay.
because I we finished the but I eat once a day anyway. So
Is that your normal routine, or you're doing that on purpose so that you
that's
can?
my normal routine. That's me. I'm not a breakfast person.
So you only eat lunch or you only eat dinner?
I only eat when I come home from work.
Okay.
So maybe when I'm going to work, I'll blend up some um mixed berries. I'll blend up mixed berries with mango and I'll add almond milk and that's it, nothing else. I'll take it
So
to work.
a fresh, like a fruit smoothie.
Yes, a fruit smoothie and take it to work. That's it.
Nice.
And then I'll eat when I come home. Or sometimes I don't even eat when I come home. It depends on how I feel. If I'm too tired, I don't eat. I just make ginger tea or make matcha tea. Well, not matcha because matcha sometimes keeps me from sleeping. So, or like in the morning, like a lot of times when you see me drinking, I drink matcha tea. I drink matcha tea every morning. So it kind of curbs my appetite, but I drink water first thing in the morning. Food
Okay,
is
so
not my problem.
okay, so a couple of things here, Martha. Um, so your biggest obstacle right now is your knee pain
Yeah.
and your um leading leading the team or leading the team at the high school.
Yes.
Okay. And then your time with regards to your own business and your own income.
Mhm.
So those are three of the biggest challenges I see in your life.
Yeah.
Um, so knee pain, I mean, clearly the prayer and fasting a community of saints that can gather around you, that can pray for you. If they can lay hands and pray for you, and if you're part of a church, maybe have elders or pastors, and even in your own prayer life, be like um, have a concerted effort in and faith in prayer, in addition to the natural path or the ways that you're looking to alleviate pain. You need to have that problem solved. My mom has a torn rotator cuff and meniscus in just lots of pain from, she's getting uh, up in age. She golfs every day, at least when it was in the summer. And I think it's been a 6 month. She had cortisol shots, like steroid shots, because of the pain. And she's trying to take like collagen and just different things to like take care of herself. So
Mhm.
she's doing anything and everything that she can, but it's been a long process. Um, and I know people in my family who have other conditions who do nothing about their pain, their
Mhm.
health issues, and a lot of it is dietary. I'm not saying that it's for you, but they
Mhm.
continue to eat um, like junk food and crap foods and sugars and high salt, the things that are that the things that led them to where they are today,
Mhm.
and they keep on doing that, and they're very very overweight,
Mhm.
causing all sorts of pains, including joint pains, knee pains, back
Mhm.
pains, etc. Right, and a lot more, to be honest.
Mhm.
So those, you know, those kinds of people who do not look to get the help or not taking the action, they're not going to get better, right? And I
Yeah.
know you're not that person. So
Yeah.
the first thing is isolate, you know, the knee pain in terms of what kind of help. So maybe you cannot afford certain help or healthcare. And to be
Mhm.
honest, like there's a lot of stuff that's out there that's going to just keep medicating, like you said, the band-aid fixes, and
Mhm.
treat the symptoms, but not the root issue.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not going to go in there because that's a whole rabbit trail and it's a can of worms.
Mhm.
Um, and so that's something that needs to be taken care of, as you know. Once you have that health, you can do anything or almost anything because it gives you the ability to be mobilized. It gives you the
Yeah.
ability to, take control of your own life. The
Mhm.
second problem with leading the team at the high school is you have 11 people that you're managing between mid to night shift.
Mhm.
Um, and so, in my opinion,
Mhm.
it sounds kind of toxic. And you have a lot of people who are what we call not even B players, but C players.
Mhm.
Um, and did they pick the people or did you pick the people that they hired?
They picked them. They brought them to the school.
Okay, that's the first problem. There are
Mhm.
probably people in office jobs who maybe not have ever lifted a mop in the high school, and they don't know what it's like to lead a team. They may have. Am I assuming right that they've not done that role?
They have. I assume they have because my manager, when she talked about, she was like, she started where we started at. So
Okay.
I don't know whether that's the reason or not. I
Okay.
don't
So
know.
somewhere something's falling through the cracks where they're hiring these people, and clearly they're not A-list people, meaning they're not people who are proactive. They're not people who are good communicators. I mean, they're drinking on the job. They're not doing their jobs. They're fooling around. Like the way that they were picked um, didn't work out, right? It's not
Mhm.
working out. So there is a responsibility that you have as a team leader
Mhm.
to, again, I would paper trail everything. So I'll give you two quick examples, or two or three. So when I first got my first car, there was tons of problems with the head cylinder gasket and the I can't remember. There's two major things. It's like the brain and the heart of the car. I don't know a lot about the cars, but after 10,000 kilometers, which is brand spanking new, the car stopped working, right?
Mhm.
And then what I found out later, there's two problems. The lady that owned the car, she didn't do a single oil change. So that's the
Mhm.
first problem. So it's an owner issue from the lady. The second problem was there was a recall from the manufacturer saying that this head gasket and the head cylinder, that's what it was,
Mhm.
were faulty.
Mhm.
And so you can bring it back and get it replaced.
Mhm.
But you know, that would be like a $20,000 job, or sorry, $10,000 job to do that.
Yeah.
And even though it's their fault, these people don't want to pay. The car companies don't want to pay. And
No.
they want to make it hard to say, well, was it the right year? Was it the right model? Is this the right car? All these different things. I'm like,
Mhm.
you guys are the ones who sent me the letter. Of course it's
Yeah.
the right model and the right year and the right car. And then I
Yeah.
had to take pictures and blah, blah, blah. So I kept a paper trail, and then I went back and forth. And even though I put it in and it was like legitimate, they kept on putting it off for months. They wouldn't see the car, they wouldn't put it in. And I tracked everything. because I was so
Mhm.
frustrated. And I said, if I don't track these, they're going to think I'm lying.
Yeah.
And then I think it took like 6 months. And I had this long, like document that I printed out and I had in a Word document with
Mhm.
pictures, everything.
Yeah.
And then finally it got escalated to the not just the dealership, but the manufacturing company, right?
Mhm.
Chevrolet. I'll just say Chevrolet.
Chevrolet. Mhm.
Yeah, I've never bought a Chevrolet since. And it finally it ended up being a $10,000 job, and I won the case. And guess what I
Wow.
did once they fixed it and it was a $10,000 job? Guess what I did?
Mhm.
What would you do?
But I don't
Problems
know.
with the car, doesn't work. The engine was about to blow up. It took you 6 months to fix this thing from the manufacturer that is supposed to give you the service. They finally fix it. It's a $10,000 job. You have it now. You can drive it. What would you do?
Sell it.
Exactly. That's exactly what I did. Day one, I just put it unlisted and I sold it. I said, good riddance. I don't care if this is working perfect for the next, year or 10 years. I just, that
Yeah.
experience was so bad.
Hmm.
I just like, I don't want to have anything to do with this company ever again. And
Yeah.
I to this day, I've never bought anything from them.
Yeah.
So the point being is in your cleaning business, you have a choice to either live in misery or live in pain. And pain is relationships where it's like marriage, right? When I did pastoring and marriage counseling, my mentor who did his
Hmm.
PhD in dissertation in discipleship, he said, in marriage you have two options: pain is inevitable,
Hmm.
misery is optional. Pain is inevitable,
Hmm.
misery is optional. So pain is like you got to lean into the pain and say, we're going to change things up here so that we can make this the best team environment and
Hmm.
do this job as quickly as we can and leave it sparkling clean because we have a job to do. Whether you like it or not, we're going to get it done.
Hmm.
And I'm going to bring you and help you guys elevate you and make this, the best team ever. Even though you might hate this job, even though you might not want to come in, we're going to make this as enjoyable as possible, fun as possible, and do a great job as possible, as if you're leading $100 million company, right? So I coach volleyball, right? Yesterday I have 12-year-old girls, right? Some of them don't want to be there, some of them don't want to do the drills, and like your workers, right? You have
Hmm.
11 workers, I have 10 workers, right?
Yeah.
So I make them do all these drills. They're like, oh, they're whining, they're complaining, they're out of shape, they're huffing and puffing, and they're like, blah, 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 blah. And they're fooling around. They're not listening. And I said, listen, you want to talk or you want to fool around, you do that on your own time. On
Hmm.
my watch, this if you don't want to be here, you can walk out right now. But I'm
Yeah.
giving you the option to have fun, right? To build friendships and to
Hmm.
learn a skill set that will help you for the rest of your life. I'm not talking volleyball. I'm talking about
Yeah.
communication. I'm talking about leadership. I'm talking about, active faith and exercising because it's a Christian private school.
Hmm.
And none of them walked out. And now I put the music on. I got my, Bluetooth speaker. We're going to have
Hmm.
fun. We got music going on.
Hmm.
Before I even get there, they have the net set up. They have two nets set up, right? There's only 10 people. And they are drilling, they are practicing, they're playing games, they're having fun. The environment shifted completely. What to, oh, whining, complaining, I don't want to do this. And now they're asking me, coach, what can I do to improve?
Hmm.
They're coming to me.
Yeah.
It's a complete shift, night and day, black and
Hmm.
white, right? And so you need to clean house. Clean house means we need to set matters in order. Like, for example, if I've got 3 kids, right? And let's
Hmm.
say they're just, animals, right? Like in
Yeah.
the way that they treat the house, in the way that they treat the parents, I'll say, okay, we're gonna have a meeting, right? And like just like your 11 workers, like that are animals, right? They're chaotic, they're not listening. And I'll
Yeah.
say, we're gonna have a house meeting. Okay, we're gonna look at our vision, we're gonna look at our mission, we're gonna look at what you guys are doing well and where there's opportunities. It's the way you say it and how you say it that matters. Because if you
Hmm.
say, oh, George was, lost in a corridor and he was, I could smell alcohol.
Hmm.
Gladys was, you know, she's telling me she doesn't want to be here because she got
Hmm.
sent from another school. Like if you point them out in public, they're done. You could, but in my volleyball team, there's like three girls that cannot serve the ball over the net for 100% of the time.
Mm,
Like I can say, hey, they suck, right? They're losers. They suck, right? I mean, they're unathletic. They're they shouldn't have made the team, right? But we needed a practice team, so I brought them on purpose because I wanted them to be the B team. So I made it very clear there are some of you who are not as experienced as
mm-hmm,
others. Instead of saying you suck, so we're going to use you as a B team, right?
mm,
So we're going to help develop you. You may not ever touch foot on the court during the tournament, only because we're going to put the strongest players and the strongest foot forward. So I vision cast. And so if you want to leave because you're not going to be playing at all in tournament, you are more than welcome to do that right now. And I don't want to judge you and I don't blame you because some of you just want to play.
mm,
However, if you show up and you play better than the A team member, you can take their spot. You are more than welcome to.
mm.
So everyone, and it's not a fear thing. It's just everyone knows that they need to get better, right? So the three girls that cannot serve or could not serve 100% of the time,
Mhm.
yesterday they're all serving. All of them are serving, and they get probably like a 70 to 80%, if not higher. I'm being conservative. It didn't just happen. I worked with them ruthlessly, and I was like, the girl yesterday, she couldn't serve over the net. She couldn't even get it halfway over the court. So I'm like, okay, your technique is not right. You're putting the wrong foot forward, so you have no power. You got to put your opposite foot forward. You're throwing the ball and then trying to hit it, which means there's no power. You got to just
Mhm.
hit it out of your hand and close your fist. The way you're
Mhm.
doing it is this way. You're not going to be able to get the surface level. You got to get the
Mhm.
surface area by giving your whole fist. And then,
Yeah.
anyways, like that's painful. It's like I'm literally like taking time outside with individuals while I'm leading a team,
Mhm.
right? And if you want to change the environment of your team, you will need to speak to people privately and address them like I do.
I do.
Yep. And then as a team, boost the morale. But it sounds like the morale is not boosted from what I'm hearing.
I do. I do. When I send, especially when we have events in the school, and I send out a group text to for us to meet at a certain time to either clean up or set up or do a breakdown. When I send out the thing after we all meet and stuff, I do send out another message, thanking everybody else for a job well done, and I always say that, a good team, I mean, what's the word again? Teamwork makes the dream work,
Yeah, yeah.
stuff like that, and just thanking everybody else. And even if I call somebody individually to help me with someone, I don't walk around being bossy or anything. That's not in me. That's not in me. So even if I ask somebody, could you, when you go in on that side, could you get me this and that? When they get it to me, I tell them thank you. I don't feel like I'm entitled for them to do that. I don't have that attitude, and they know that. And even if I speak to them personally or they don't do what they're supposed to do, I don't always like to take it up to management. I talk to them and argue. It's like me giving them an option, but sometimes like one lady, like they all have closets and they made shelves in their closet so they can stack up all of the items that they need in their closet. So this one lady, she didn't have tissue, toilet tissue, or paper towel, and the other cleaning products, which it don't matter, like trash bags. So I was looking into everybody's closet, and I'll go to them individually, you know. Oh, hey, like I'm seeing you for the first time. How you doing? This and that. So I'm walking around to check closets and see if they're being stocked. And I just check your closet. You only have this and this and this and that. Could you get like a box of this, a box of that? Just, make sure your closet is stocked, So I have a reason for saying that. So the two people that I told, they were like, okay, I'll get it done after my first 15, because they've already started their job. So after the first 15-minute break, they'll go and get the stuff and stock their closet. So, because one person did not come to work one day and they brought in somebody else, a sub, to cover that person's section. And when we went into that person's section, the closet was empty. Because I see them always going to, we call it receiving. We have a storage there. They always go into that side to bring products. So me not knowing that they're only getting what they need for that night and not stocking their closet. So I'm like, you cannot be going back and forth every night, just taking what you think you need for the night. You need to stock the closet for the entire week, like stock it. You use this shelf for tissue paper. You paper towel, use this shelf for toilet paper. The next one for trash bags. The big box, the short ones, you can have one box. The long ones, the smaller boxes, you can have two or three boxes in there. And then the other cleaning products like the gum spray, still stainless steel, the refills, whatnot, they can be single bottom bottles. So I went to this lady, one lady, I was telling her, so she saw me. I don't know. It's this type of jealousy. She's this person that had an issue with me in my first week. And I've been at this job since for 2 years now. Since my first week. I never thought that I'll be at my job for more than a year. So I'm there now for 2 years. So even during my first week, I broke my broom. First or second week, I broke my broom because it was an old broom. It broke. And I called my night shift supervisor to tell him to bring me a broom. And it so happened that he was in the area and he just came and brought me a broom right away. And she had an issue with that. Or if it was me, I would have waited like till the next day or maybe a few more days later before you brought me a broom. But it's her. I'm like, first of all, you don't know me. I'm new here. I need a broom. What do you expect? How am I going to clean my section without a broom? You wanted me to wait for another 2, 3 days? Because she's been there long enough and they know what she does. Like you give her a mop head today, before the end of the week, she'll ask for another one. Like, where did you put your mop head? She loses stuff all the time. So that is her. So I went up to talk to her and she took it personal. So when I went up the elevator, went to her section, didn't see her. And I saw her come out of classroom. She saw me standing by the elevator. She went around the other side. So what I did was I moved to the other side of the hall so that when she comes, she can meet with me and then we can talk. So when she came up to me and I said, "Hey, how you doing?" I was like, "Hey, I didn't even say how you doing because I already know her attitude. She comes in and has an attitude with me like I did something wrong to her. But I'm always ignoring that. To be honest, even my manager, because I never complain about anything, she thought that everything was okay. Because when she sees me, I'm all smiling, I'm all like in a positive mood. Like I don't let their attitude like affect me though. Don't get me wrong. I take in so much that like at the end of the day, I feel drained. That's how I feel. So I was telling her, oh, I'm checking closets and stuff like that. I checked your closet and I need you to do this and this and that to get this and this and that to stock it. But when she was coming towards me, I was talking to her but she kept on walking. She didn't even stop with her hands
Really?
in her pocket. Yeah, I know my job. I know my job. I'm gonna do my I was like, can you at least let me listen to me and let me finish? She kept on talking. And we were standing right by the elevator. There's a camera up there. Like that day, I was like, I'm done. I wanted to send her home, but I gave her an option. So as I was talking, she was like, well, I feel attacked. I feel attacked. I was like, first of all, why are you taking this personal? Why do you feel attacked by me doing my job? Because she wasn't understanding why I didn't even feel like I had to explain. But with her, I was like, the reason why I want you to stock your closet, because yesterday when this person didn't show up and somebody else had to fill in, I had to go back and forth to be getting supplies. And I have other people to check. I have my own job to do as well. I have my own little section to cover. So in order to avoid that, because you call off a lot of times too. You call in a lot of times too. You don't come in. Somebody else has to cover your section. So I want from now on for all the closets to stock. I spoke to the people downstairs. They said they were going to do it. Now I'm talking to you. You want to take it personal? And she's like, why are you putting another person's stuff on me? I was like, because I'm trying to tell you that this is what you have to do, but you're having an issue, and I'm giving you the reason why. At least I'm giving you the reason why I want all closets to be stocked. Because like it was just stressful that day. That person that came to cover, the person that called in, didn't feel responsible to go and get the supplies. So I had to go get the supplies and give her. I was like, I don't want to do that anymore. You know, so it was like an argument back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. She's like, I feel attacked. I feel attacked. I was like, how am I attacking you? I need you to explain, how am I attacking you? But I could have just walked away. But the thing with her is, it's like I've always been nice to her. She's a single parent. And I know that like her income probably wouldn't cover for her child's expenses and paying her rent because she lives by herself. So a lot of times, like I understand, try to understand her situation, but I'm not gonna be taking for a ride or food. You know, sometimes I cook food. I literally cook food and take it to them. When I
Really?
buy food, I buy food and I ask them, oh, I'm going to the Mediterranean restaurant. Do you like chicken shawarma? And they're like, yeah. So I go and get them chicken shawarma
The
with
person
my
that
money.
the person that's working for you and with you, you're giving her food?
Yes. I used to, but I stopped. I'm like, I'm not a fool. I do this because it's in me to give food. Ever since I was in Africa, I'll go to the market, come home, cook a whole bunch of food, and I'll invite people, they'll come and eat, and I'll just go about my business. I like to give because I grew up seeing my mother giving to people. And when you give, and not even that, sometimes I give, it's in my nature. When you give, everything comes back. Like my friend in Africa, she's a mom of three. Her husband just got up and left her with three kids,
Wow.
and she doesn't have a good job. So sometimes when we're talking, she doesn't even ask me for money, but we having conversation and I'm asking her stuff. And during the conversation, she'll tell me a lot of stuff. And let's say I have my last like $100 or $50. I send it to her without even thinking. Like I have my own issues here, but I know at least I can work. I have a job. I can get paid by Friday, or I'll have a customer, and sometimes I don't even have a client schedule. So when I send her the $100, she'll be happy, and next thing, like I have two, three people calling me to make an appointment. And at that moment, I was like, thank God. Like, that's why it's always good to give because God always blesses the hand that gives. So I do it not because I want that reward from God. I do it because that's just me. So I couldn't understand. Like, I was like, what is your problem with me? Like that day I cursed, like I try not to curse. I was like, what is your effing problem with me? I need you to tell me. Because what I know, I've always been nice to you. But what is your problem with me?
Yeah. And
I
what'd you
need
say?
you. Yeah. And she kept on talking about, well, I feel like you're attacking me. I was like, at this point, F it with your feelings. I don't give a F like what you think. I was causing like up and down. I was like, I don't give a hoot about how you feel. If you don't want to be here, just go home. Just go home. And then luckily the lady that trains us, she was there
Oh, really?
to cover for that second day that that person did not come in. And another teacher was in her classroom. So because we were so loud that she came in, when she saw me, she was surprised. She was like, Martha, this is how you get angry? I was like, no, I'm not angry. Just go. She just pissing me off. Like, I do not understand where her anger is coming from, where her frustration is coming from. I should be the one who's frustrated. Like, I've always been nothing but nice to this lady. Like, what is her problem? Like, she's always wanted to be like, people are telling me, like the daily, when we talk, they were telling me she wanted a position that I have, but they can't give it to her. For whatever reason, stuff being missing in classrooms when she was in a section or whatnot, whatever happened. But she told me that she explained to them that she cannot be the lead that they want because of whatnot and whatnot. I was like, I explained that to my supervisor, and my supervisor was like, nope, that's not the reason. There are other reasons why she can't take the position. So for me, like I see that envy, that anger, that jealousy, and I try to ignore it. I completely ignore it. I walk around like I don't care. And for me, when I do that, I think it makes people more angry, more frustrated because they cannot do anything about it.
Yeah.
And there's another guy too who was a lead at another school, and him too, the complaints was he doesn't do his job.
Mhm.
So instead of the company sometimes doesn't fire people, they move you to a different school.
Yeah.
So they moved him to my school. Now he's coming in with his frustration.
Yeah.
And I see that in his body language. I see that in the way he talks. Oh, it's not my job. It's not my job. I don't care. They showed him he works Saturdays. You have to lock the building or unlock the building. They showing you the master key, and you saying things like, "Oh, I didn't have time to pay attention to what the night manager was talking about when he was showing you the master key." And I asked him, "Have you clocked out at that time when he was showing you the master key?" He was like, "No, but I was ready to go home." I was like, "That's the thing though. You haven't clocked out. You were still on the clock. So those few minutes, you should have paid attention and know exactly what the master key was. If you had clocked out, then I would say, yeah, that's another story. But while you're still on the clock, you're still on the job. While you still haven't clocked out, you're still on the job." Yeah, she. I don't give a F. I don't give a this. I don't give a his body language. Yeah. I was like, yep, that's it right there. Because at that time he was there for like I think a week or two. And I was like, yep, I see that body language, I see that attitude in you. I don't give a F attitude. That's what you have. But I was saying it to him, laughing, not like in a serious tone. I was like, I knew it. I knew it. You're here with some frustration, but that's not how you're supposed to be when you're walking here. That you don't have to do that. Like I was like,
Okay.
the master
So
key is a bigger key. It's three keys on this set of keys. So if you try one, it doesn't work, try the other two. That's the only way.
right.
Well, I was wondering, like, it's a lot. So
So we're running out of time here, but a couple of things. Thank you for
yeah.
sharing. Hopefully venting is helping you get it off your chest, because I find that when I can do that with my friends or my mentors, it helps me to think more clearly and get an objective view. So couple of things. Obviously you're doing your best to try to make this work.
Mm-hmm.
um, Two things that come to my mind. Again, because I'm not in the space that you're in, I don't know how effective that is, because either the people are just chronically and in a pattern where there's unhealth, that they, they will not it's hard for them to improve and get better in any environment that they're in. That's one advantage, one vantage point, sorry, that
Mm-hmm.
almost like they'll never get better, like alcoholics, right?
Yeah.
um or number two, even in the midst of that, you can be a light in the darkness. Like, I saw this video of the 92-year-old that was getting carjacked, okay, by a person with a mask, and basically when she came from Walmart,
Mm-hmm.
another person that was trying to steal her car said, "I have a gun and I'm going to steal your car." And she said, "No, you're not." And he says, "I'm stealing your car." She said, "No, you're not," three times.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason is because Jesus is in my car, and I have the Holy Spirit telling me that you need God. And long story short, with tears in his eyes and repentance, he prayed with her and said, "I need to go home and pray." And not only did he not take her car or steal her money,
Mm-hmm.
she said, "I'll give you everything that's in my wallet." She only had $10. She gave
Mm-hmm.
$10, and he gave her a kiss on the cheek and left.
Mm-hmm.
So you and I can say all that we want about the reality, the facts, the complaints, I don't like whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
But if we look at the higher order of how God sees us, is, are we loving people? Because in Mark 12:30 says, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. Love your
Mm-hmm.
neighbor as yourself." And it also says, "Love your enemies," which sounds like what some of these people are, to the
Mm-hmm.
point where, you know, and I'll give you one more story, because Jesus answers questions with stories and questions.
Mm-hmm.
There was a king. And he said the consequence of this inaction or this act of disobedience is 40
Mhm.
lashes. And they know that after 40 lashes people die, right? And then they found out that the person that had committed the crime was his own daughter.
Mhm.
And then the leaders and the people of on his team were like, you know well, what are we gonna do now? And then he says, um we need to follow the law or whatever it was that they had that says we need to lash the girl. So they put her on the execution table and strapped her on and turned her to her front side and ripped um, her clothes so that her
Mhm.
back would be showing. And as soon as they were about to take the first lash of the 40 whips, he says, "Stop!" And they're like, "What do you mean stop?" He goes, and he basically ripped off his clothes, his top, and he covered and protected her and say, "Now hit the girl." And the people and the soldiers were like, we cannot because you're in the way. And he says, "No, hit the girl." And they're like, "But you're in the way, king. You're in the way. No,
Mhm.
you're." And then he says, "No, hit the girl. She deserves her actions, and she must face the consequence."
Mhm.
And they're like, but you're the king and he can't hit you. He goes, "Because I am the king, you can hit me because I'm ordering you to lash out at the girl." And they lashed 40 lashes and he died. The king died.
Oh.
And the point is, this is the gospel, is that Jesus took your place so that you wouldn't have to have the penalty of sin and death, which is eternal damnation in hell. You
Mhm.
deserve, I mean, we can say I'm a good person, I deserve heaven. Nobody deserves heaven. We deserve hell. We deserve God's wrath.
Mhm.
And so how are we showing love in action in a place that's seems and feels and sounds like hell? Because that's what it sounds like, right? And so going over and beyond, giving to the point where it hurts. David Platt talks about radical in his book, Radical Faith, Radical Love, Radical Giving, to the point where it hurts your wallet, which you have done many times, which is the widow's
Mhm.
offering. So maybe part of that posture in the school of you know hard knocks, you're literally in the school, and this can be a metaphor for, let's say you come out and you become a very successful entrepreneur, a seven-figure entrepreneur. Sometimes he doesn't graduate us out of that school of hard knocks until we've learned the lessons. Does that make sense? And I know you don't like to hear this. I don't like to hear it when people tell me, but there's certain things that God wants to teach us that we have not learned from or we have not graduated from. Like, how do I love, you know, person A, B, C, D, who I've given food to and is ungrateful and doesn't even pay attention to me or gives me attitude? How do I love that person who wants my position? How do I love that person who is drinking alcohol? How do I love that person who is jealous? How do I love that person who wastes time and doesn't want to work? And I'm the team lead, right?
Mhm.
So there needs to be a repositioning and realignment of, like, God, you've gone through worse than I have, and you've empowered me by your Holy Spirit, which means I have all access to your power, your love, your resources, your strength. So I need you to heal my knee pain, and I need to learn how to love people, because in my own ability, I cannot love these people. I don't even like them. I don't even want to be around them. But when he fills your love tank and it comes to overflowing, and uh, I'll give you a quick diagram lesson to show you what I mean.
Mhm.
I'm gonna move over here. Just give me a second. This is called the Great Exchange. Okay, and let me know in a second if you see my screen. I'm just shifting over right now.
Yeah,
Okay, let me
with
know if you
them,
see the screen.
I don't hate them though, and I talk to them like they even haven't been acting abnormal. I guess that's why they feel like I'm not. Yeah, I see your screen.
Yeah. Okay. The question is, you may not hate them, but do you love them unconditionally? That's a big difference, because not hating them to love is a big gap. right? It's an internal chasm.
Mm,
Okay, so we call this the pendulum swing. So religion is, and even in your leadership or church, you may have had the feeling of, I must read my Bible. I have to go to church. All these things, that are sound good. I must read my Bible. I have to pray. I have to, go to church. I have to be a good Samaritan, all these things. And
mm,
then when you know that God's standard is perfection, it becomes very tiring. Like you said, you come drained listening to all these people, complain and all this stuff, right?
mm,
And then we do what's called a pendulum swing, right? We go to rebellion. We go from religion to rebellion. Rebellion is, I will no longer. I don't have to, right? I'm sick and tired of, being a good person, right? I will not, I don't have to, all these things. And then when we live in that season of rebellion, place of like, okay, that's not a good place to be either. So let me swing back to, I must go back to church. I must be a good person. And it goes back and forth, back and forth. And this becomes a never ending cycle, pendulum of religion to rebellion. Rebellion is, I will not, I don't have to do this because screw you, F you, all this stuff, right? Religion says, I must do it to be a good person. So I can earn, you know, likes or heaven or God's approval or all these things. And this becomes
mm.
tiring really fast. And there is no solution to religion or rebellion. And the only solution that we have is Mark 12:30 is when we love God with all of our heart, soul, mind, and strength here. Mark 12:30. I want you to memorize that. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. Love your neighbor as yourself. Okay. And then when this love tank over here, God's love, right,
Uh-huh.
comes into your life. Can you see this? And then it overflows, means that love tank fills up and then it spills over to the point where love is not out of a vacuum, it's not out of fumes. If you ever drove a car and you go on empty, you only have a certain number of kilometers that you can go,
Yeah.
or miles, for you guys, miles, right? Um, I know exactly how many miles or kilometers I have in my car because I've tested it to the point where I've completely couldn't drive anymore. Okay, that's not
Yeah.
how you want to love people, out of fumes. So when you have a relationship with God, you have this vertical relationship, which is this line here. Okay, and when you can love others, it spills over into your horizontal ability to love others. But your
Mhm.
loving others can only come from loving God, not from yourself, not from being a good person, not from trying to muster up, okay, today I'm going to do my best to love Sharon and Mark, or I'm going to try to not get pissed off at Mike, right? It's not, it doesn't come out of there. It comes out of loving God. And the overflow says, I deserve death. Mike deserves death. Sharon deserves eternal damnation in hell because she lives like it, and she treats me like, I want to put her there, right? And all these feelings, right? And you can have those feelings. You can be angry, but saying, God, I want to lift these people to you, and I want to love them unconditionally as you have. And if you look at the vertical um, relationship, the line of you loving God, which is your relationship with God, because out of your intimacy comes your ministry. You can
Mm-hmm.
never outperform in public where you haven't gone in private. Okay. So that's why your prayer life and the fasting, all that stuff, that's beautiful, right? But how you act with it is another thing. And then your ability to love others uh, forms this horizontal line. And if you look at this, which is God's love, it forms the cross,
Yeah.
where it's
So
not what
that's
you
why I
do,
think
it's not what you
like
do, but it's what Christ has done.
mm, my relationship with God now, I feel like it enables me to deal with everything, everything at work, people's attitude, really. Yeah, that makes a difference.
So this is the X factor, which is the Christ factor, which changes everything. And it changes your surroundings. It changes people. So when we are trying to create a different environment, or create a different team atmosphere,
Mm-hmm.
I have to ask myself the question, is it me trying to change it or is it God trying to change it? Am I letting God lead, or am I, I can even say technically, of course I'm, having my quiet time. Of course, praying for these people. Of course, I'm trying to lead people in a godly way. But we can actually do all those things and still not lead in a godly way because we have our own agenda. We have our own, you know, what's a word? Vantage point, a worldview versus a kingdom perspective, right? So if you think about it, and there's a book called "If I Perish," um, Esther On is her name. She's a Korean prisoner. I think that was trapped in North Korea. If I perish, and I actually um, met her and got her autograph signature. This is when I was a child. My parents got it for me, and I didn't read it till like 20 years later.
Mm-hmm.
And short version of it is in she was in North Korea, malnutrition, raped, tortured on a daily basis for years, right? That's a living hell, right? And she still, even the people that were in her cellmates were stealing from her. They were betraying her, framing her, and she got extra, punishment,
Punishment.
beats, rapes, etc. And with those people that completely put her out, you know, even though she was kind and loving just like you, and put her out to like die, she gave her own food to them, even stuff that was like her last meal, saying, God, if you take me, then take, like, that's why it's called If I Perish. If I perish, then I perish, then I'll be with you in heaven.
Mm-hmm.
And not only did she win like entire cellmates to Christ, but she ended up winning prison wardens to Christ. And if you look at the New Testament, what story or what person does that remind you of? Someone similar who did the similar things. Do you
Jesus.
remember? Well, no, 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 not Jesus. I mean, Jesus, when I'm talking about in prison and tortured and challenged, like killed for his faith. You look, the person who wrote most of the New Testament,
Mm. Oh, John?
the Apostle Paul. He wrote 2/3 of the New Testament, and he says while in chains, while in prison, right?
Yeah, that's that's what I said I was gonna do, like read more about Paul. Because
Yeah,
I have like verses and short verses of Paul, but I'm like I need to actually read because I know he was Saul before he became Paul. So I said to myself that I need to learn more about Paul.
yeah. I think we
Yeah,
all need to learn more about Paul and who's following. He's an imitate as I imitate, you know,
yeah,
Jesus, right?
yeah.
Okay, so that's the first thing is a reorientation, a repositioning, a realignment, right? And I know it sounds like you're doing the right things, but there's a semantic difference between loving how you leading and loving how you want to, and leading it and loving how Jesus would.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that might take time. It might be frustrating. Not might It will be frustrating. But until you exit, until you have a plan, until you are able to replace your income, you're in that school of hard knocks to graduate from the lessons that God is trying to teach you, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like I don't take anything personal with them at work, but it's like when I come home, like everything weighs down on me. But at work, sometimes, a lot of times I find myself preaching to them and like just teaching them what I know. Like even that day when she triggered me and I was talking to her and I was cussing her, like I don't know what came into me. So with me, with my journey, I'm still learning. I'm not perfect. I'm still learning, and it's a lot that I'm learning, and I'm learning more about spirituality. And I know that when people are fighting, when you cussing and stuff, you're inviting Satan into that space, into that environment. So like cussing and all, it does not even come to my mind anymore, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't expect people to be perfect.
Yeah.
But for
Good.
me, I'm like, you're grown adults. Some of them are older than me. You grown adults, even the younger ones who are like my son's age, who are there, they're doing a more better job than you, the older
Ooh,
ones.
that's a very, very bad thing to say.
It's it's like they're doing a much like I have less stress with them.
100%
They're
true,
more
but you're not going to
helpful.
get them ever to come on board to your team. When you compare them, I
No,
grew up
I
my
don't
whole life.
compare.
You just said my son's age people can do a much better job than you.
No,
That's
I'm like
comparing.
they no, I don't tell it to them. But like in my head, I know because I see it, but I don't tell it to them. I don't tell it to either the younger ones or the older ones. But just by looking at them, not that they can, but they are doing a better job.
Okay.
Like when I give, like if I wouldn't say give an order, like if we're supposed to meet and I send out text, they respond. They don't come in with an attitude or I don't want to be here. Let's just get this over with. And even if you do, I'm not gonna care, because my manager actually is telling me because I feel like a lot of times I care too much. And she's like, you don't have to care about their feelings. That's what she said. She's like, you don't have to care about their feelings because it's like you carrying everything. And then if something happens, it's like you explode. And she's like, I don't want that. You don't have to care about their feelings. You're not here to care about their feelings. If you do that, your job will be easier. And that's what she told me. So me being me, sometimes even if I want to, like kind of like try to figure out what's happening with them personally that's affecting their job, I always take a step back because I don't want to be that involved because I have my own stuff going on too. And it's not like, oh, if I care for you, you should care for me. Or if I give you food, you should do this and do that or be a certain way. No, I do what I do because I want to. I'm
Okay.
not doing it at that moment thinking that I want a reward. So yeah,
Okay.
I don't take anything personal.
So we're over
I
20 minutes and I'm going to give you an extra five.
I'm
So
sorry.
no, don't be. What I want to do is let's talk about your hair braiding and cleaning business because clearly this is the exit, right?
But
So a couple of things if you want to write down in a piece, notebook or something,
yeah,
is what are the lessons that God is teaching me in my high school cleaning business that I have not yet learned. I feel that there's many lessons that you are need that God wants to teach you that you still need to learn. Right. So let's say if you're with you being managing 11 people and like think about if they were to give you a grade out of 100 each person, um, write down what the grade they would give you out of 100 based on being a good team leader, being a good communicator, being a cooperator, demonstrator of blah, blah, all the different things that would make you a good team lead. How would you do? Would you get a passing grade or a very high grade or a failing grade?
I
Right.
will get a passing grade for some of them.
Okay, good. So I want you to do that. So for your homework for the 11 people, and you know what? If you're brave enough, and even if it's not policy, you could even just do like um, a survey.
A survey. Mm.
Make it up yourself, like a Google. Just on Google, you could even or AI can say, "Hey, create me a survey for me being a team lead at such and such high school. These are my roles and responsibilities." And
Mhm,
create a survey that my 11 team members can rate me on and
mhm,
also give me things that I'm doing well, like my strengths, my weaknesses, and my opportunities, things that I need to improve on.
mhm,
Okay.
mhm,
And even if you want, you can make it anonymous so that people don't feel scared, right?
mhm,
And you could even say, I'm not going to bring this up to management if you don't
mhm,
want to. I'm just saying people need to feel safe, right? So
mhm.
I'd be honestly curious. And it might be very it might even be triggering for you because you'd be like, oh, that ungrateful, but you don't know who it is if it's anonymous, right? But
Mm,
if and when the survey comes in and it's unanimous that, let's say you get like a 53 on average out of 100,
mhm,
clearly they don't either like you or you're not doing your job properly or something, right?
mhm,
If you're getting like 90s or almost 100, clearly they like you, they love working with you, and you're doing your job. That's a sure tell sign, right? And then so you could even in the areas of improvement or gaps is, they might say, I don't like the way you talk to me, right? That might be an example. And then the area of opportunity is, how can I improve the way I talk to you if you don't like the way that I talk to you?
mhm,
And some people will say, if you have a area of disagreement or critique, um, I would appreciate three positives before the negative, right? So, hey, you did a great job on Thursday. I
mhm,
noticed that you cleaned up your space, and when I asked you and instructed you to take care of your closet, I checked, and you did a really good you did a really good job.
mhm,
Number two, you showed up on time, and you clocked out not early or whatever, right? That's the second thing. The third thing is I saw that you were smiling and it looked like you were, happy to be here. And I want to thank you for being fully present.
mhm,
The one area that I want to address that is a bit of a concern to me is either things go missing or we keep replacing equipment. That's a problem. How can
mhm,
I help you? Like the mop head, whatever, right?
mhm,
So how can I help you? Because I'm having management come to me and saying, why does, Esther keep on having to replace and lose stuff? Are you not managing her properly? That they're coming to me and asking why she's the most expensive person to manage. So I have a responsibility to ask you, is there something going on? Are you like, is there a learning challenge where maybe you forgot where it was or you
mhm.
keep breaking stuff? I just don't understand what's going on. So I want to understand and let me know how I can help you. So do you see how I'm coming alongside with you versus, hey, you just lost another mom. Stop doing that. Like it's like the difference between talking to a child and talking to an adult and saying, hey, I understand that there might be some challenges at home. I understand there might be some learning or memory issues, but I'm not really sure because I don't really know what you're going through. So can you kind of enlighten me as to how and why equipment is either going missing or stuff is getting broken on a regular basis? For
Mhm.
example, the mop head went missing last week. On Tuesday, the broom handle was broken. On last Monday, the dustpan was cracked. Number four, a garbage can in classroom 6 was toppled over, then that was your region, that was your area. So
Mhm.
there's just a couple of examples. I'm just trying to understand how can I help you? So it's not just like I'm going to tell you what's wrong. You're a bad person. You're doing a terrible job. Do you even want to be here? It's like this is what happened. Here's the facts. What's going on underneath this, and how can I help you? How can I help you succeed? Okay,
Yeah.
so that's that. Whether you do that or not, that's up to you. But I would want to know for the
Mhm.
hair braiding and cleaning business, like you said yourself, if you can get three people in the weekend, and I would say my goal, if I was you, I would work at getting three ongoing clients per weekend and at least one cleaning client per week, and you can probably, from the sounds of it, replace your income.
Yeah. With the braiding though, I do have consistent clients that come in every 2 months, but that's every 2 months.
Yeah.
So,
So how many of those are there every 2 months?
so I have a mom and a daughter. I have two other ladies, like five of them.
Okay.
Five. It used to be six, seven, I'll say eight. One just had like a really, really short haircut like you, but the side's just a little longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she showed me, and I was like, and it looks nice on her. So
Okay.
she, another
So
mom and a daughter, they haven't come like since the summer.
okay. So a couple of things. Number one is go back to all those 8 people and ask them for introductions. Who are two or three people that you know that could benefit or get help from my hair braiding services or hair cutting services. So I would go to all 8 people, whether they are clients not, or they're past clients and they haven't come back. And then what it does is it reactivates them and say, hey, I've been wanting to get my hair done in the last 2 months, and I've been so busy. Thanks for reaching out to me. Not only do I
Mhm.
have 2 people that I know, I need to come in. Can you take me in this weekend?
Yeah.
Okay, so go to those 8 people and ask for 2 or 3 introductions. You said you had a couple of warm leads. I think the nurse you mentioned for the cleaning business,
Yeah.
right? And all those 8 people that you can talk to, you can say, "Oh, actually, I almost forgot to mention, I'm actually starting a residential or home cleaning business,
Mhm.
right? Where I use eco-friendly supplies, and I wanted to know if you knew anyone else or yourself that needed your home clean on a regular basis."
Yeah.
And so those 8 people that you contact, they might have 1 or 2 or 3 people that they know that need hair braiding. And through that, those 8 people, let's say two of them want to say, hey, I could definitely use a clean. We're having a Christmas party that's coming up in the next week on December the 1st. Can you
Mhm.
come, this Friday or this Saturday, whatever.
Mhm.
So the goal would be to get one cleaning client, okay, before the end of this week, and ask the 8 people for introductions, right? And
Yeah.
the
I
goal is,
already, sorry, I did that for those clients, like the first week that we talked about it.
so how many people did you contact?
Like w- the first week when I said at the end of the week I contacted like 21 people.
Okay, out of the
Those
21
are
people, how many
those
replied?
are all of them, including my friends and those clients.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many people replied?
Like I said, all of them.
And what do they say?
My friends, they said they want me to give them business cards. Like when I start, when I have my business cards or flyers to give it to them, and they'll give it to the people that they know because I talked about my African brother and my other friend who has like a construction. I mean, he buys his, or is it like house flipping?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he does that too. So I talked to him and I talked to a few other friends, told them about the cleaning business and my clients as well.
Okay. So
So
they're asking you for a business card. So what did you do after that?
like I went to AI, I made that. So I have to make how do you create, I don't know, make a flyer.
Yep.
Is it a template?
Yep. It's a template on Canva.
Yeah. So I have to convert it to I have to transfer it to Canva.
What did you make it from? Oh,
AI.
oh, like ChatGPT?
Yeah.
Okay. So that so okay, sorry. Without getting too complicated and too because I want speed is important. So you can still use ChatGPT if that's simple and how you made your first logo slash flyer,
Mhm.
and just get the pertinent information. Maybe it's like an email address, or maybe it's a social media DM, right? Like Facebook.com/ Martha Colley.
Yeah, like I said, I want to use Pure Haven as the name. I didn't want to put my name on there.
Okay, so do you have a way for them to email you or contact you through social media?
I haven't created a social media though. But when I bought that domain, right, that you told me about from Namecheap, it transferred me to Google to set up my email. It wasn't like that simple process, straightforward
Yeah, they're trying to
process.
upsell you on everything. And I said, don't take any of those upgrades. You can just set up a generic Gmail that says purehaven@gmail.com, a free account.
I don't think I paid for that Gmail, did I? I'm not sure. I don't think
What's your
I.
what's your email address?
So the email address is pure at pure Haven. That is not the email address I wanted to use. But when Namecheap transferred me to, after buying the domain, now to set up my email, it transferred me to Google for me to create my email with that domain. But when I went through the process, it didn't show me where I could enter the email, my email address that I want to use for the business.
Okay, so yeah, so just
I'm
to
not sure.
clarify again, when Namecheap sends you to Google and tries to get you an email that's appropriate to your domain, they're trying to charge you a business email account. So don't, if you haven't already, don't get it, which is what I mentioned earlier. But you need to go to Gmail and find an email that works. It might be hard because it's free, and there's a
Yeah,
lot of emails that are taken. Does that make sense? Because
yeah.
free is most people can just they can make 100 accounts
Mhm.
under their own name. So what is the email address that you want?
It's info@purehaveneco.com.
Okay, that's not a Gmail account.
So because that's what when I was on ChatGPT, that's one of the emails. It's either at info. Let me see. That's one of the emails that is suggested for me.
Yeah, yeah. You would need to
So
have
maybe I wrote it wrong. Let's see.
so so when you have something that's not Gmail, you got to pay for it.
Oh, okay.
So if you want the free version, which is what I recommend, you can do purehaveneco@gmail.com.
Yeah, that's what I did.
So you have that?
It is sending me back to Namecheap to, the code that they send you
Yeah.
to put it. I don't think I paid for it to put it back in. I did that to set up the domain. It was not straightforward. Like I was asking ChatGPT to setting up like everything. So now to have the email functioning, they gave me another code that I have to. I was like, this is not as
Well, the reason
straightforward.
why they're asking for codes is they want you to verify security, meaning that it's actually you
Yeah,
versus someone else. So that's a normal protocol. But my question is, what is the email address that you got?
at Pure Haven,
Say it again.
at Pure Haven,
Like the letter AT.
Pure Haven,
You said at Pure Haven.
at Pure Haven,
Type
Eco
type it in the
Cleaning.
chat. Can you type it in the Zoom chat?
Yeah, sure.
Because when you say at Pure Haven, I don't understand what you're saying. Because that to me, that's either an at sign or AT Pure Haven. But
Oh,
I think you don't mean that. Oh, uh, that's your email address? That's a what?
that's my domain.
Oh, I didn't ask for your domain. I asked for your email address.
Yeah, that's the thing though. That's my problem. That's my domain name. So when I did that verification with Google, and then it sent me a link where I could put in, it's like I've already next information that I got, it's like I've already set up my email address, which I haven't, because even before verifying the domain, they're like, when with this domain you can set up your email. So I'm thinking if I go through this process after setting up my domain, verifying my domain, now I can put in my email that I want to use. But I did not see that, so now it's like, I don't know, because
Okay, so
this is my domain name.
first of all, that's a weird domain name. Like if you have the at in front of it, that's weird.
No,
Um, it,
it's no,
it should
I'm
be
saying
pure.
this is the email that they gave me, but my domain name.
Your domain name is purehavenecocleaning.com.
Yes. It's Pure Haven Eco Cleaning. That's my domain, purehavenecocleaning.com. But then on Google, this is what it came up with. And this is not my email. This is not what I want to use as my email. So now I don't
Okay,
know if I can change it or not.
so first of all, okay, your domain name is purehavenecocleaning.com, right?
Yes.
Okay. So the email that Namecheap is trying to upsell you on is something that has your name, your domain name on it, because that's what businesses do, right? So mine is, gosalesninja.com is my domain, and my email is j@gosalesninja.com. I pay for that. It's a business Google Suite. It's paid. It's not
Oh,
free. Okay.
oh,
So again, what they're trying to do is they're trying to upsell you on a business email uh, that's the same as your domain name. That's because that's what businesses usually do. But a lot of people who are bootstrapped or cash strapped just get a generic free Gmail account, which is what I'm suggesting to you. Is
okay. I
fun.
can do that.
Yeah. So create a, Pure Haven eco cleaning at gmail.com. That's probably not taken, is my guess.
Mm,
And don't get any email address with your domain name right now until you have cash flow. The point being is you just need to set up a free Gmail account. So can you get a free Gmail account for your business?
mhm.
And you could even do it for not only your cleaning business, but your hair business, right? Because Gmail's free, right? So you need to have a business email for both. And then another option is having social media. If people can get a hold of you through either Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, I don't know what if you have a preference.
Yeah, to be honest, I want to walk my way um slowly away from braiding,
Away from where?
from doing hair.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how about can they not text you?
They can. They text, they call.
So why don't you have it where if you have your email, put your email. If you don't, just have them text or call you because you need to have something like right now where people can reach you. So let's say it's like that Pure Haven eco-friendly thing that you created, and just put
Mhm.
your call or text and then your phone number to book an appointment.
Call or text to book an appointment for the cleaning.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So then you can send that out to all your friends that are looking for a business card. That's a digital business card.
a digital. Okay.
You don't need to have a card, like a physical card. I go
Oh,
to all these networking events and there's like
uh-huh.
50 people there and they're all, hey, give me your business card. I'm the only one or very one of the few guys. I don't have a business card, right? So
Mhm.
I'll on my iPhone, I just put my iPhone on top of their iPhone, and it
Mhm.
because of AirDrop or whatever and the
Yeah.
technology, it just transfers the contact info.
Yeah.
Or I'll connect with them on LinkedIn or I'll text them, right?
Okay.
So I don't quote unquote need a business card or even a flyer. But for you starting out, what I would recommend is that thing that you created, that graphic from ChatGPT, just just say insert my telephone number or my cell phone number and write the words call or text and then your phone number to book an appointment, and then have a new graphic ready, download it, and then send it to all your 21 friends. Say, okay, awesome. I've got my digital flyer with my contact information. So feel free to send it out to your friends.
Okay. I'll look into that.
So ChatGPT can take that information and revise that current graphic and change it to add your uh, your phone number. And you can even instruct it and say this, uh, text or call this number, whatever, to book an appointment. And
Yeah.
it'll take your existing graphic and it'll massage or revise it with the new information, and it'll spit out a different output. And
Okay.
then as soon as you do that, send it to all your 21 friends. And then even your 5 to 8 hair clients
Mm-hmm.
saying, oh, I haven't seen you in a couple of months. If you need to book another appointment for hair braiding, great. In the
Mm-hmm.
meantime, I wanted to send out, I'm really excited to announce that I've actually launched a home cleaning business using eco-friendly products. Here's my
Mm-hmm.
flyer. Who are 2 or 3 people that you know that you can make introductions for? And then
Okay.
I would even say, if you bring an introduction that brings in a client, um, I'll give you 20% off if you want my services. So let's say it costs them, I don't know, $200, right?
Mm-hmm.
You take $40 off. And so they only owe you 160,
Yeah.
right? Because it's referral is powerful. And those are the fastest and easiest way to get more clients.
Yeah.
So your goal is to get I know you don't want to do hair braiding, but it is what it is. 3 hair braiding clients activated in a weekend, and then 1 cleaning client. But your initial homework is to revise that graphic. Since you don't have a proper Gmail address, if you can get the Gmail address, add that. If you don't wait. Just put your text message or your cell phone
Mm-hmm.
and say text or call here to book an appointment or to learn more or whatever, right? And have that graphic and then send it to 21 people. So my question is, and I can tell you what to do in terms of, because how soon can you get that digital flyer um, done and sent out to your 21 contacts and then 8 other clients? So you have 29 people you can send it to.
I can work on it. I can start working on it
Okay.
after this call and see how that works.
Okay. So give me a timeline, because I know you can say
Yeah.
you. Okay. So I I'm helping another guy, a similar position as you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Long story short, I said you need to put a digital flyer, and he's doing a landscaping business. So we had a good talk. He's real, like he's in a worse position than you. I'm just gonna be frank. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's really hurting. And he's got a great heart. So I said, listen, if I help you, when can you get this digital flyer made?
Mm-hmm.
And then he said, 1 minute. And I just laughed. I'm like, 1 minute? What are you talking about? 1 minute? Because as soon as I leave this car, I'm gonna go and do it.
Yeah.
Okay. It's been this is the sixth day.
Mm-hmm.
Sixth day, not even 1 minute or 1 hour or one night. And he hasn't done anything.
Oh.
Sixth day.
What did he know? Did he know what to do?
Yeah. Because I said, what do you need to do? And he told me, he recapped what I instructed him to do. And I said, if you have any questions, either come to the calls or ask me. I have a WhatsApp, right? That I said, and I'm even following up with him. And he didn't get back to me in like 3 days. I'm like, are you alive?
Mm-hmm.
And he said, oh, my phone was broken and I couldn't afford a charging cable and blah, blah, blah. And like, okay, I'll believe you the first time.
He don't have
The
a
second
job.
time, what's that?
He doesn't have a job.
No. That's
Oh,
why trying to help him start a
yeah, that's
business.
probably why. But he can be honest too, you know.
Well, he's saying he didn't have a charging cable, so he had to go buy one. So I'm like, that's fine. And then I check in with him each day and saying, okay, so where's the flyer? Where's the flyer? Where's the flyer? Are you coming to class? You said you're coming to class. He's not here today, right?
Yeah.
So he says sometimes he sleeps at 3 and gets up at like 2 or 3 p.m. He sleeps like 12 hours. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
is that being responsible when someone's trying to help you? Like if this was your job and I'm asking you to come to work at 10 a.m., right? And I'm going to pay you, or I'm going to help get you paid, or I'm going to help give you skills. Anyway, so
Yeah.
it's a bit frustrating for me because I don't want to help people who don't want to be helped.
Yeah.
So, anyways, the point is, okay, so when can you send the digital flyer? So I know you can say you're working on it.
I'm
Give me a
gonna
timeline.
not working on it. Oh, after this call, I'm gonna log into my Canva and ChatGPT from my laptop and see if I can transfer that flyer template and I work on it and I'll let you know how that goes.
Okay, let me
Yeah.
do one extra for you. Okay, so do you have ChatGPT in that file? We can do this in 5 minutes.
I have to, I'm not sure if I have that on
Okay,
this
okay, let me
laptop.
see. Okay, give me a second
Let
here.
me see if I have
You
chat.
sent me the graphic, right?
No, that's for the web page. Cause ChatGPT gave me a lot of templates, like for my Instagram, like for Instagram, for Facebook, for my flyer, for my website, for a business card. Like I
Or
just
did
told ChatGPT what I wanted, and it
do you
gave
have
me
do you have a graphic right now? Is my question.
the
If
one that I
so,
sent you.
yeah, is that the one we can use?
Hold on, let me see. So I don't know if you can see. This is what he gave me for. It moved. Oh, I have two for discount codes online. Okay, I believe not
So
image.
can you resend that in the Facebook group chat?
Okay, but which one specifically do you want for? Oh, for the flyer.
Yeah. Anything that
Okay,
shows
let's
you
see.
who you are, what you do, that we can use as a digital flyer.
Uh,
Okay. So let me do a screen share. Let me show you what I see. Okay. Okay, let me know if you see my screen. Oh, you have okay. You have a phone number and email, at least on this thing.
the phone number. These are all editable, so I can change the phone number. I can change the email.
Oh, okay.
So this is
So
like for the web page, I believe,
you can totally use this.
for the digital
Yeah,
business. Okay.
100%. Why not? I mean, I say better done than perfect, right? Is it a product of your digital flyer? No, but it's a good start because if people need it, but they're going to hire someone else, why not get their business now? They have all the necessary information, which is your company name, what you do, what kind of cleaning you do, and then how they can get in touch with you, right? So you made this in ChatGPT, is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay. Oops.
So
So
with that image, I'm not sure, like, because I wanted to have like a diverse of like skin tone and not just.
I know you're looking for the ideal perfect thing, but right now
Uh-huh.
you just got to take action, right? Okay, so change phone number. Can you give me your phone number if you don't mind?
313-574-2142.
So change phone number to okay. And email address you don't have yet. So um I would make one and then once you make it, add it. But for now, I'm gonna say remove email address. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh add multiple. Do you want female cleaners?
Female and male cleaners. Yes.
Female and male cleaners in the graphic that are ethnically
Or maybe just female cleaners. Is that bias? I don't know.
well, it's not majority of cleaners happen to be female. Is it a stereotype? Yes. My dad owned a cleaning business, so it's not there's an exception, right? We did commercial cleaning business. I did it too. I was
So,
doing it from 12 to 12, no, was it 11 p.m. to like 7 a.m.
oh,
He threw me into a white van that he rented with my two older brothers with no
oh,
seats in them. We were sitting on paint buckets, and it
yeah,
was in the
commercial, I think, I'm sorry, commercial, I think I can do male and female, but for home, I
okay.
think I just want to do female.
Okay. So this is it. So this is how easy and how long it should take. Does that make sense? Like there's no reason why it should take you days or weeks.
No, it's just a matter of me logging into ChatGPT and Canva
You don't use a
and,
Canva. You don't even
huh?
need Canva. Not
I
now.
don't need,
Yeah, just keep it simple. We're gonna use a graphic straight from ChatGPT,
oh, okay.
and it should be good enough. Honestly, like ChatGPT has gotten so much better with their images.
Uh-huh.
I can go on a rabbit trail because there's Nano Banana from Google Gemini and all these different things, but we'll just keep it simple.
Okay.
Yes. Just that I choose from.
So I
Okay.
chose the logo and the image, and I just asked it to keep the logo and the image consistent.
Yep. You
Um,
tell it exactly what you want it to. It'll do as good of a job as how well you communicate. And that's what prompt engineering is. Prompt engineering is how well do you instruct the robot or the chat GPT, the AI, to do
mhm.
exactly what you want it to do. So the
Yeah.
more clear you are, the better the result will be.
Okay.
Okay. So that's
Yeah.
your assignment. And then your assignment is to, if you can do it before you get to work this afternoon, send it
Yeah.
out to the 21 people and say, hey, here's a digital flyer or business card, um, who you can send it out to, and you can even ask who are the two or three people that you know that might benefit from this brand new service.
Yeah.
And I would even say, you do you, I would even say I'm doing a special for the first 10 people, right? And so you could have like, you got to figure out your rates. Let's say it's like a half day rate, whatever. Let's say minimum of, I'm going to say 4 hours. Let's say, I don't know, $100. I mean, that might be a bit much, but let's say it's at $70, right? 4 hours at $70 is the minimum. So it's a $280 job. Let's say for the first 10 people, you'll do it for $200, which means $80 off for 4 hours. So 200 divided by 4 means you're making $50 an hour, which
You
is,
said $70 an hour?
yeah. So you got to find out what the market price is, do some research, find out what residential, your competitors, cleaners are charging. So do the research with ChatGPT,
It
right?
gave me a list of prices, but I wasn't happy with the prices.
What were the prices?
Let's see. The, let's
What,
see.
what?
Let me bring it up. I have
Oh, look
a,
here. Here, look at this.
oh, okay, nice. But
So
why
here's your
are they
phone
all
number.
standing next to each other?
That's okay. 313-574 2142. Is that the right number?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, so the price list is right here. So for it gave me like square feet. Like for me, I wouldn't even know how to measure that. I wouldn't even know how big or small that space is. So for 1,000 square feet,
Oh, square feet.
mhm,
Okay.
120 just for standard clean and deep clean 180. So for 2,500 square feet, standard 210, like deep clean
Is that an
270.
hour? $210 an hour or for the whole house?
No, for the whole time of for the whole house, I guess. but this is giving me square feet. So when you say like a two-story building, when it measures the square feet, is this just for the one space or for the entire two levels and the basement?
Well, it depends on what they want. Some people might say just the main floor and the upstairs floor. Some people might say, my parents have a 3,200 square foot house. It's huge. It's 5 bedrooms. They probably would want it from basement level and upper level because
Yeah,
I used to clean that house. It took me 3 hours to clean, right? At least. And that wasn't even a good job, to be honest. I was a teenager, right?
yeah.
So here. Oh, there's more here. Is this different? Yeah, it is a bit different here. So there's two different versions that they've given. I put them in the Facebook group messenger, so you can copy that and download it.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, so I would say how much is the going rate for residential? What city are you in again?
Novi.
Where?
Novi, Novi.
Novi?
Yeah.
What's that?
Novi.
That's where you are?
Yeah.
What
Eh,
state is that?
Michigan.
Novi, Michigan?
Yes.
You recommend hourly, square footage, project-based pricing, make best recommendation, a chart, benefits. So this is market data based in your area. So your area is more expensive than Michigan. I don't know if the area that you live in is more affluent. So you can do
Yeah.
hourly
Close.
rates. So it
Mm-hmm.
looks like 35 to 60 is the hourly rate. And
Mm-hmm.
then based on standard deep and different kinds of cleaning, competitor pricing. So it gives you their names. So Made Pro Novi, these are
Mm-hmm.
their rates, right?
Yeah, Molly Made, it's a company. They down the street at a plaza not
Yeah,
too
they're
far from
huge.
me.
I know there's Molly Made here in Toronto, Canada as well. They're a
Mm-hmm.
massive franchise. So let's say a deep clean is, I don't know, 270 is I think what was saying before, right? Or whatever it was,
Mm-hmm.
70 times I think 4 hours, 280, whatever. And you can give it to them as a promo price for 200. Or anyways, you can ask ChatGPT, but like have a price plan and a price model.
That's my challenge though, pricing. That's my challenge.
Okay. What is it? So here's by square footage. So if it's less than $1,500, then you charge, this is per house, right? So let's say you charge 150 bucks for the whole house, right? It's a small house. And then, my parents' house that is like 3,200 square feet, then you would charge them probably like 300 bucks, right? If it was a deeper clean, which means like, what does that mean? That means, well, mopping, that
Deep
means wind.
cleaning is like, let's say if it's in the kitchen, you're cleaning inside of the oven,
Oh yeah.
inside of the microwave,
Right.
inside of the refrigerator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would use something like this,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So let's say you get a 3,000 square foot house like my parents' house, and they would want a deep clean. They want the oven, they want a mop, they want windows. Like they'd probably,
Yeah.
let's say you charge them, I don't know, $400, right?
Yeah.
And then if you did a really good job, they might give you like $100 tip.
Hmm.
They don't have to, but
Yeah.
they
Mhm.
like people like my parents are the kind of people that do reward people. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
They're very generous. So let me send this to you.
Yeah. It gave me a list of prices, and I'm like, I'm not happy. I feel like my problem now is how to measure, how to visualize like the square feet,
They tell you.
how big it is. I can't.
No, they tell you. When you
Okay.
go to a house, you say the prices depend on the square footage, right? And so you ask them, what is the square footage of your house? Right. So one house will say, our house is 1,496 square feet. My brother-in-law's house is, 2,796. It's almost 2,800 square feet. My parents' house is 3,200. Like, so they'll tell you the square footage and how many bedrooms they have. And
Okay.
then based
Maybe I'll have
on,
to do the measurements to be able to have a visualized image of how big. I'm
you
not
don't,
saying that they won't tell me, they'll tell me, but if you tell me my house is this, I wouldn't know how big
okay.
that
So you
is.
need to learn. You need to learn.
Yes.
And you might get taken advantage of in the beginning and expect that. But the better you get at becoming having a business savvy and having a better acumen of, let's say someone says because they want a lower rate. So let's say they before you give them the prices, I wouldn't, because if you give them the prices based on square footage, then they'll say, "Oh, my house is only 500 square feet," right? Because they want the cheapest price, right?
But there's a way also that I can look up online to know the
Yeah,
houses in
but
that area.
I mean, for me, like I I know general sizes of houses when I go, right? So for example, like my neighbor's house down the street, they did 2 stories, but the lot size is not that big. So I said, how many bedrooms do you have upstairs? And they said, I think they said like 4, but they said they were pretty small. I said, I already knew that they're small because we're in the city. So even though it sounds like a big house, I'd
Four
said
bedrooms on the
four
top
bedrooms
floor.
sounds big. Like we're talking, it probably should be around 2,500 square feet. But I estimated, say, let me guess before you tell me, are you guys around 2,000 square feet, which is a small 4 bedroom house? They
Hmm.
said, yeah, we're exactly at 2,024 square feet. So I was off by like 24 square feet, like very, very minute, right? So you'll get better at knowing the sizes based on the number of bedrooms, number of washrooms. And if you're going to do this business, if and when you're going to do this business full time, you
Hmm.
just got to learn how to do it better,
Okay.
right? And people take advantage of you and you say, listen, like, uh, I found through MLS, or I mean, we call it MLS here. It's basically market research for housing. You can find out the exact size based on their address, right? And that's
Yeah.
something that you might need to do as a double check. But if
Yes.
people lie to you, then and if you do really good service for them and the price was lower than what they were supposed to get, then you
Hmm.
can even say, hey, I just did a house check on MLS, and you mentioned that your house was only 1,300 square feet, but when I did a check, it's actually 2,100 square feet, right?
Hmm.
Some people actually are like, I had no clue. I didn't know if that included the basement or not. Like some people can be, ripping you off, and some people absolutely have no idea. And instead of like just losing that client, we go, oh, that's no worries. You can just pay the difference, which is what you owe me. And then I can keep coming on a regular basis if you want that weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly, whichever one
Hmm.
works better for you. And they're like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize our house was 2,100 square feet because I didn't include this and that, whatever, right? And I'll pay you the extra, $180 that I owe you. That's no problem because you did a great job. We'd like to
Yeah.
have you on a bi-weekly basis.
Mm.
Sorry, bi-monthly basis. So twice a month for
Yeah.
now. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I'll have to walk through that.
Yeah, but you'll learn. Okay,
Then
so I
probably
sent you.
talk to my friend that does like the house flipping.
Yep,
Maybe he can teach me.
yep.
Yeah.
So I sent you the chat GPT prompt in the Facebook Messenger group. I sent you 2 images already done. So there's no excuse of not sending that out. Okay.
Okay.
And I sent you the pricing structure based of your city and your state.
Yeah, but my problem now with my knee pain, like I said last week, I want to completely have my knee healed before I get started. Because as it is right now, I can't even walk properly. So that's another thing too. If I send it out and someone's interested to have the services right away, then I'm in trouble.
Yeah, well, you got to do your job at the high school, regardless whether your knee is good or not, right?
The job, they
Otherwise,
already know that because it was sitting on that particular machine that I was using that caused my knee pain. So they already know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you need to either ask God to heal you, or if you can't do it, you might bring someone, like I mentioned earlier, saying, "I'll pay you minimum wage to do this job." That's if I had knee pains where I couldn't do the actual job and I won the client, I still
Mm-hmm.
win the client, and I would before win the client, I would reach out to my network and maybe I reach out to 10, 20 people saying, how many
Mm-hmm.
of you guys need a job? And there's probably like a dozen people that need a job. Whether they're good workers or not, that's another questionable. I mean, maybe out of 10, there's only 2 that are good. And out of
Yeah.
those 2, I would pick the best one. Right. So right now, there's, yeah, you just need to be better at finding those people if you can't do it. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you got to do it. But if you're not physically capable or able to do it, then you need to find someone else to do it for you. That's what business owners do. They're problem
Okay.
solvers, not problem revealers, right? Like I have a problem, I have a problem. The stance should be I have a problem, but I can solve it through this way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
In
Well,
Philippians
thank you.
4:19,
We went way, way, way over time. Thank you so much.
you're welcome. And my God will meet all your needs according to the glorious riches in Christ Jesus in Philippians 4:19. So Lord be with Martha. We pray for a supernatural healing of her knee, her body, her mind, her spirit, her relationships, her team leadership, her work at the high school, and the way that, Lord, you're providing for her food and her rent. Lord, would you bring supernatural love, agape love, to help her to love others and love her enemies and love people that she doesn't like, and help it to come out of her intimacy with you, God, and out of a love tank that is overflowing with your unconditional love. Activate her with your spirit, completely heal her with the shalom peace of God, which is the health and healing and the wholeness that can only come from Christ and Christ alone. We proclaim healing power right now by the power of the cross and the resurrection that raised Lazarus from the dead and Jesus from the cross. And we pray for dunamis power, which is the Spirit's power that can activate and give all resources and all power and all authority on kingdom and on in heaven and in earth to let Christ reign and rule in her life. We pray for activation. We pray for action. We pray for the joy of the Lord to be your strength. Let this infusion, this tsunami wave of love and joy and peace come over her as she interacts with people that used to piss her off or people that used to, trigger her in different ways. Even as she goes to work, she'll notice a TSN turning point, a defining God moment that says, God, it's because you're at work in my life that I can have a different vantage point, a different alignment, a different perspective, a different demeanor, and a different way of living, leading, and loving and communicating to these people. And it starts with you. Revival, you ask for revival, draw a circle and say, start with me, God. Start with me, not other people, but me. So, Lord, we thank you for this time. In your precious name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Okay.
Yeah, I do pray before I go to work, and I thank God for seeing me through my entire shift at the end of the day.
Amen.
I do that every day.
Amen, sister.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me know how things are going because you have a lot of stuff on your table that you can actually activate and do and really, change your life.
Yeah. Yeah. This, I wish I could start it like last week or 2 weeks ago
That's
because
okay.
I really want to get out of this job, but it's just my knee pain. So after this call, I'm gonna go do my exercises
Yep.
and start, so I can heal faster.
Yep. And get a community of people that your friends or church that can continually pray for you on an ongoing basis.
Yeah.
You need support.
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Blessings, Martha. God bless.
Thank you. God bless you too.
Bye.
Bye.